This is a new module, Module 2, Lesson 1, and this is the fluency portion of that very first lesson. We are going to look at a number of things, some of which will be very familiar and some that will be new to you. But we're going to start off here with fluency, with doing some unit conversion. So the way that we're going to do that, this is should be very familiar to you. We've done this before, and you should be like, oh yeah, I remember that. So the first thing we're going to do is look at 100 centimeters. 100 centimeters is how many meters? And you should have immediately thought in your head, well, that's 1 meter. 200 centimeters is equal to 2 meters. How about 300 centimeters? 3 meters. 800 centimeters. 8 meters, and 500 centimeters, 5 meters. So when you're looking at that and thinking about, oh, well, how do I do this? 100 is 1. So if you change that number at the beginning in the hundreds, then you're going to be in pretty good shape. Let's switch it around and do it the opposite way. 1 meter is how many centimeters? On your whiteboard, you should have written 100 centimeters. How about 2 meters? Again, on your whiteboard, you should have written 200 centimeters. 3 meters is equal to 300 centimeters. You should be getting the rhythm of this here, right? 7 meters, 700 centimeters, or 7 times 100. 4 meters would be 4 times 100. At 409 meters, 900 centimeters. Oops, I lost my 9 there. There you go, and that is our little part where we're practicing with converting our units. Alrighty, we're going to switch to the next thing. And this is going to be meter and centimeter bonds. And we're going to be working with number bonds to do this part. Alrighty, so when we look at the very first thing here, sorry, I'm just trying to get my page organized for myself. All right, 150 centimeters. So we're going to start off with 150 centimeters up there, centimeters. And I'm trying to fix this so that I don't write so gigantic. All right. And then 150 centimeters can be written as 1 meter and 50 centimeters. Does that make sense? Because 100 meters, 100 centimeters is equal to 1 meter. And then we're left with 50 centimeters on the other side. All right, we're going to take that next part. We're going to try to erase these. It doesn't really work for me very well, so sorry, I'm a little bit slow on them. All right, let's do that same thing. On your board, I want you to draw a number bond just like this. And let's put in 180 centimeters. Oh my goodness. 180 centimeters. So how can we break that apart? Well, we can take 100, which turns into 1 meter, 100 centimeters, and then we're left with 80 centimeters. Alrighty, while I'm erasing here, I want you to look at the next one, and let's do 120 centimeters. All right, so 120 centimeters, we'll put that up here in the top, and that can be broken apart as 1 meter and 20 centimeters. All right, how about that next one there? Let's look at 125. It shouldn't be too different, right? It's pretty similar. 125 centimeters can be broken apart into 100 of those can be 1 meter, and you're left with 25 centimeters. All right, you should be getting this should be getting really easy for you now at this point, right? All right, let's look at 100. Turn to my page. 105 centimeters. Oh my goodness. Sorry, you can tell I haven't been doing this for a little bit, and so I'm a little rusty. So 105 centimeters becomes how many meters? 1, and we're left with 5 centimeters. These can sometimes get a little bit tricky, maybe not going this way, but sometimes going the other direction. They can be a little bit tricky, and you have to just be careful and be mindful as you're looking at them. All right, this last one, let's look at 107 centimeters, which is very similar to what we just did. So 100 of those centimeters can become 1 meter, and we're left with 7 centimeters. All righty, let's see if we can, now we've done that, if we can go on to the next 5 centimeters. Whoops, just move my board over a little bit. And do something fairly similar. So we've got 2 meters. Can be broken apart. So we're going to put up in here, let's put our 2 meters. And that can be broken apart into 1 meter and how many centimeters? Well, if we do 100 centimeters, which is also the same as 1 meter, 1 meter plus 1 meter is 2 meters. We're doing this because, as you remember, we were doing some addition. We'll be doing some addition with the centimeters and the meters, and so we're going to want to make sure that we know how to break it apart so that it can be worked with. All right, so instead, let's go up there and say, well, 3 meters. So I've got 3 meters, and that can be broken apart as 100 centimeters. If I've got 100 here, or 1 meter, how many meters do I have left? I have 2 meters. So it could be 2 meters, 100 centimeters. All right, let's look at some different ones. Just again, they're pretty straightforward. And we'll be able to just, we're going to kind of follow through on that same concept. We're going to keep breaking apart 1 meter into 100 centimeters. So we've got 5 meters. So let's turn one of those into 100 centimeters. And then we're left with the 4 that are left over. Is this making sense as we're looking at breaking those apart and doing that? So, all right, we're going to keep going with this. Let's go with 8 meters. So if we take 8 meters, we break one apart, one of those meters, turn it into 100 centimeters, and we're left with 7 meters. And as we do this, all of this is going to become clear. There's a really good reason for doing this the way that we're doing it right now. So as you can see over there, we've got all those different options. Let's look at 9. Go with 9 meters. Same thing. One of those meters, let's break into 100 centimeters. That's one of them. And then we can break, we will still have 8 meters left to work with. All right. And then the last one there is the one that we're, the very last, which you should be a pro at by now. All right, and we're just going to erase all this. And let's go with the 10 meters. And we are left with one of those can be 100 centimeters, and then we're left with 9 meters. So that's how all of that works. And we'll apply that more in our next unit, in our next fluency lesson.